I've come to believe that the SRO program is not really the issue we should be discussing on February 20th. The SRO is a proxy for a deeper question about our identity, and I want to make some comments about our identity in two layers. First, what identity do we want for our school? And secondly, what is the identity of the school board? Why do you exist? And how can you guide us? It seems like we're at a crossroads between two possible types of schools. School type number one, people in authority define what's possible. Educators' primary goal is indoctrination. The administrator controls the teachers, and the teachers control the students. Rules are expected to be followed, and this is obvious because the testing and the student handbook are central to the student's experience. And finally, this system, this type of school, makes great workers for the economy of the 1980s. Unfortunately, our school is a lot like this school type number one right now. School type number two, ideas define what are important, and the limits are really just in our imagination. Educators' primary goal is to stoke creativity and spark learning through appreciative inquiry and a personalized approach. Students inform the education process for teachers, and teachers inform the administrators. The learning experience is at the center of the school, and this is obvious because of the board policies. And finally, this system makes great contributors for the economy of today and for the future. I believe we're capable of being the second type of school, and it's critical that we grow into being the second type of school. So how do we get there? Well, according to John Carver's book, Boards That Make a Difference, boards do three things. First, they're a link to the community. One way we express our voice is through thought exchange. And in 2016, 1,119 community members generated 2,695 thoughts about how to improve the school or what they liked about the school, just across the whole range of thinking. And there were 0 requests for an SRO or cops in schools or police in schools. 0 requests for that. So the board is a link to the community, and the community informs the board and the administration what we want in a couple of ways, and that thought exchange should work with the board. And it seems like maybe the board or the administration is doing something that is out of alignment with what the community is asking for. The second thing boards do is they own the policies. So here I ask you, please read John Carver's book that I mentioned, Boards That Make a Difference. What you'll learn is that there is the most important policy a board can have is the ends policy. It's what you expect from sort of a value statement you expect the school to be. And we don't have that. I've read through, we have a philosophy, we have objectives. And if you read the book, you'll understand why that is not the same as an ends policy and why it is, fundamentally not what we need. And why he makes the assertion that this is the most important policy. So please read that book, Author an Ends Policy, that we can engage with. Third, the school board's job is to monitor performance. As this relates to SROs, there's really 2 things you should be monitoring. Number one, were best practices followed in developing and executing this program, known best practices. And secondly, does the pilot, does it measure the success of the program? Does it inform a next step? The answer to both of those is no. Doesn't do either of those things. The administration has started an SEL focus group. I ask you to please support that effort by augmenting it and making it an official advisory committee to the board. Getting involved as board members is really important because this is central to what ends the boards will want to support. Also, encourage students to get involved. According to Castle, having students and board members involved in an SEL selection implementation process is pretty typical. That's not weird. That would make us like a normal school. And let this experience of being on this SEL committee inform the end statements that you want to that you want to put forward as a board. We all want what's best for our kids, and you are a group of dedicated volunteers. We really appreciate your service. You're trying to squeeze something incredibly important into your spare time, and I know that's hard. We want to help you. The parents want to help you. There's a lot of progressive parents who really care about these issues. We care about our kids just like you do, and we want to help. We need you to help us. By being engaged in this SEL focus group and making it a board appointed group, an official group that is informing the board, you'll be helping parents and frankly helping the administration. So thank you for listening, and really, really appreciate all you do.